perfect. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Rafael Villafuerte Jordán. I am going to talk about my work named Efficiency of Assessing Current Year Twigs Browsed as an Early Warning System of Red Deer Impacts on Mediterranean Ecosystems. First of all, this work is part of my thesis. This thesis is linked to a project, a national project, that is trying to seek science, economical, social, and ecological point of view, some of the problems on the management of the red deer's population here in Spain. Red deer populations are expanding every year, and it's important to say that it's a very high dense population in this country. My thesis is on the social and ecological part of this project, and I am trying to study some of the interactions between the humans and the red deer in the environmental social ecosystem environment. So for this work, we are going to focus only in the ecological part, where we have taken a lot of indicators, but one of the most important is the browsing indicators. Browsing is the effect that produced by herbivory of the red deer over the plants, which produce the loss of leaves, branches, twigs, and other plants of the plants, and with a very high pressure of browsing, it even could cause the death of the plants or the changes of their structures. So, with this in mind, we are going to try to verify the efficiency of the percentage of branches browsed as an indicator of the red deer's browsing impacts on the Mediterranean South ecosystem. For this work, we have sampled some points on fenced public area on Toledo, named Quintos de Mora. This area has 6,600 hectares, which are divided in 5 different regions. From north to south, we have the Sunny Hillside interface, Flight Area, Shady Hillside interface, and a Shady Hillside, each of one with a different vegetation composition. The hillsides have a Mediterranean forest. The interfaces have a reforestation of Pinus pinea, both of them, and the south one have Pinus pinaster in reforestation. The flat area with some temporary water courses have a dehesa with Quercus ilex and Quercus faginia, some supplementary food fields. So this land is has a very, very high population of red deer with a high density. So it's a perfect place to make this study. We display 30 sampling points over regularly distributed over the area, and we try to find these 6 species. These 6 species were selected because they have a very palatable for the red deer, a very high palatable for the red deer, and are very common on all the region. So we select 3 shrubs and 3 regenerated trees, like Erica arborea, Cistus ladanifera, Florian castifolia for shrubs, and Arbustus unedo, Quercus ilex, and Quercus faginia for the regenerated trees. For the browsing estimation, we sampled 10 branches over the plant, and we count how many of them were branched this month. On each point, we make a transect of 20 meters per 4 meters, selecting a maximum of 3 individuals per species on each transect, and with a repetition each month for transect. So we sampled since June of 2021 to December of 2021. And we, in total, take 218 different plants each month. And after that, of the results, we finally erased Arbutus unedo due to the low number of samplings, because we only had 6. And we start to work with that. So the first preliminary result is that the browsing curves has a maximum in August and November. That was very normal. So the only notice is that shaded hillside has a maximum before that, but is normal. The second preliminary result is that there are 2 types of plant groups. One of them more palatable than the other ones. The most palatable was Philera angustifolia and Quercus faginia, and maybe it could indicate that could be best as a browsing indicator than the other ones. It mates very well with the works of Maria Fernandez Olaya et al. Okay. So the third preliminary result is the relation between the habitat uses and the browsing. We could know the habitat uses because we sampled the amounts of feces on the transects each month. And on the graph, you can see how the relations with the habitat use, because the feces and the browsing are very had a good relation. Sorry. So the second graph about the shaded hillside gives us to the fourth result. The effect of on the emission the browsing could be produced because maybe we can have a mistake on the sampling, because we are underestimating the growing twigs, or some twigs that after being browsed are drying out. It could be interesting because maybe indicates that there are better dates than other ones, better months than other ones to take these indicators. So, as a conclusion, we ask is this pressure monitoring methodology should be used during the autumn or spring in a Mediterranean environment due to these mistakes that could be taken. So thank you very much.